These ain't got no sauce on it. That's upsetting. Anyway, this is a high porosity hair strand.
And my mouth is gold. Shorty says she like my teeth, okay, forever, ever. You would never tell a lie, bitch, forever, ever. I'm getting to this ride.
What's up, face fam? Welcome back to my video. How you doing? How you been? So today's video is gonna be educational. All I need is a little lizard. I could be like Miss Frizzle. So today's video is about... I gotta remember looking at the camera. Like, I'm not looking at y'all. High porosity hair. If you have high porosity hair, then you know the struggle. I sound like a commercial for a prescription. These are PJ chips. You're gonna be so upset. Today's video, I will be giving you guys 5 things that you should be doing if you have high porosity hair and you want to keep your hair healthy. If you don't know what high porosity hair is, I'm trying to find something where I can show you, but there's nothing here. High porosity hair is basically, the hair strand is supposed to be like smooth, right? Just straight up and down, just smooth. High porosity hair, the cuticles on the hair strand are like they just like like this is the hair strand, right? My face is the hair strand and my fingers are the cuticles. So this this is a low porosity hair strand, right? This this is a high porosity hair strand. So like you put all the moisture in there and all the moisturizers and all the water and all the gels and everything, and as the day goes on, everything just comes right out the cuticle and it's like you never did anything. That's also why if you have high porosity hair, like when you wash your hair, when you get out the shower, like if you don't put no products in it, your hair will be dry. And I don't mean like dry to the touch. Your hair will feel dry. Like it just feel like crunchy and gross. Like it's not a good feel. The first thing on the list is protein treatments. I'm looking directly at y'all for this because you need to know if you have high porosity hair. Protein treatment. Now, this is so important, and I say this because protein treatments, they basically got your openings. Once again, protein treatments, they like, the proteins are small enough to fill in the gaps, and then your cuticle is like this instead of like this. If you have high porosity hair, like nothing is gonna fully close your cuticle. Like it might close it for maybe a day or two, but it's not, there is no permanent fix for high porosity hair. Like you have to do these things. You have to do protein treatment. I don't want to say constantly. Well, it depends on the type of protein treatment, because if you've been watching, then you know that this little bad boy right here is what I use every week, and I can use this every week and it doesn't give me protein overload. Protein overload is just when you have like too much protein in your hair and like your hair is brittle and hard and it breaks off really easily. Another protein treatment you can use is the Afro-G 2-step. I used that once. It worked to a certain extent, but I don't think my hair is like super high porosity. So it worked too much, if that makes sense. So like for the first 2 or 3 days after I used Afro-G, my hair was hard. Like I didn't even want to touch it because I thought it was just like going to crumble off and break in my hands. If your hair is not super high porosity, then you want to use a protein treatment that has a decent amount of protein effects in it, but is also very moisturizing. The second thing you want to do if you have high porosity hair is seal with an oil. This is important because basically so when you put on, once again, I'm using my hair strand analogy. For me, so this is how it goes. I put the shea butter, boom, that closes it a little bit. And then when I put the Jamaican black castor oil, which is my sealing oil, boom, it's like this. You feel me? So you try to get to this. If you like this, that's a no-go. But if you like this, that's where you need to be. Sealing oils can include regular castor oil, Jamaican black castor oil, grapeseed oil. Jojoba oil is really good because it's like the closest oil into like the natural sebum of our hair, basically. So that's a good one to use as well. The third thing, this is 6. Wow. The third thing that you want to do as a person with high porosity hair is watch out for humectants in your products. So a humectant is basically like a product or ingredient that sucks moisture from the air and draws it to you. If you have high porosity hair, you know what humidity does to you, and that's basically what humectants do. They can make it like it's humid even when it's not. So you put a product with humectant in it, right? You looking good, you looking great, and then it just gets to drawing all kind of moisture. I look like Avatar, the last airbender. It gets to draw all kind of moisture out the air, and then boom, it's in your hair, and then next thing you know, like your hair is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're like, what's happening here? I used all the right products. Yeah, you might have, but it had a humectant in it. So humectants include glycerin, propylene glycol, that's all one word, sorbitol, panthenol, sorbitol, panthenol, and hexylene glycol. So those are just some of the humectants that usually they will put in hair products. So those are the things that you should be looking out for if you have high porosity hair, to stay away from those, because it's basically like living in Florida. The fourth, I almost did 8. The fourth thing that you want to make sure you're doing is low manipulation. I feel like everybody says low manipulation, but when you have high porosity hair, it's like detrimental that you do not manipulate your hair too much, because the cuticles are like this, right? And if you're doing a lot of manipulation, move your hair, blah, 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 and all the cuticles are like this, they're basically just like doing this. So they're scissoring each other unique. Is that what you're saying? That your hair cuticles are scissoring one another? Okay, makes sense. It's constantly and just breaking off and going crazy, and that's why if you manipulate your hairline and you have high porosity hair, you will see a lot more breakage, because the hair cuticles that are open are just constantly rubbing up against each other and breaking and becoming weaker. So that's why you should not manipulate your hair as much if you have high porosity hair. And the last thing, number 5, that you should be doing if you have high porosity hair. Now, I know some people, they tell you up and down that it's a myth, it's not true, but the way I see it, just how a person with low porosity hair will tell you, oh yeah, I gotta use heat, I gotta use hot water in order to get the moisturizing ingredient into my hair. It's the same thing for high porosity hair. Like, heat will open your cuticles, right? It opens it because of steam and all that greatness. So cold water basically just closes the cuticles. It might not close them all the way, but it will help into like closing your cuticles a little bit. And the reason that I personally know this is because the times when I don't use my protein conditioner, I will just like in my wash day just running cold water over my hair, and it feels almost the same as when I use a protein treatment conditioner. Disclaimer, these 5 things have worked for me, okay? Everything don't work for everybody. Everybody does not have the same type of high porosity hair, the same curl pattern. Like, all those things matter. Like, it's spectrums on the porosity level, right? Like, you got regular, high, low. Like, you could, if you're high porosity, you could be anywhere from right here. So these things might work for you, they might not work for you, but I feel like these things are like general things that you could try if you have high porosity hair, that could help you manage your hair better, and that can help you to retain the length that you're trying to retain, okay? Because that's all this hair game is about. It's just about retaining length. Like, that's all it's about. And in order to retain length, your hair has to be healthy, you know? Like, length comes with health. Health does not come with length. And I think if you were to incorporate these 5 things into your high porosity hair regimen, then your hair will be healthy. If you made it this far, don't forget to comment a still face, or you can comment a cat face just because I'm wearing a cat shirt today. Thanks for watching my first informational video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And PJ is coming up the stairs and he's about to see me eating these chips. Okay, he went to the bathroom. I'm safe for now. Peace.
I'm a buff baby, but I dance like a man. She a nice lady and she shaking her yams. Spent the whole summer trapping out the sedan. Marching with the bands cause I think that I can.